गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जी की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जी की जय। नित्यालख विश्वम विष्णुपाद शिखर शिखर भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालख विश्वम विष्णुपाद शिखर शिखर भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालख विष्णु विष्णुपाद शिखर शिखर भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालख विष्णु विष्णुपाद शिखर शिखर भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालख विष्णु विष्णुपाद शिखर शिखर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालख विष्णु महाभगवत श्री बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालख विश्व श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालख विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुगौर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर प्रसाद वृंद की जय। नाम चय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री स्नान यात्रा की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ देवी स्नान यात्रा की जय। जय श्री मुकुंद दत्त की जय। जय श्रीधर पंडित कोलबेचा श्रीधर पंडित की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय। जय श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्री चैतन्य चरितमृत की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. Let's do a short Mangalacharan. Here, one second. Just sharing my screen. Jnanatimidandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha. Guruve gaurachandraya radhikaya tadalaye krishnaya krishna bhaktaya tadbhaktaya namo namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujao kanakavadato sankirtanaika pitaro kamalaya-taksho vishvambaro dijavaro yugadharma palo vande jagat priyakaro karunavataro. Namastrikala satyaya jagannatha sutaya cha sabhrityaya saputraya sakalatraya te namaha. Oh, we should do the Jagannath Pranam mantra. Let's see if I can. Anyhow, later. Tavaivasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparadalakshay, shipta ashtakama diktarangamadhe, kripa maikam sharanam prapanna, Vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannataya Te Namaha. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, Dandavat Pranams, Ashray Prabhu, Manjari Didi, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and let's see who else is here. Where is it? Sorry, okay, there. Haribo, Rasapriya Didi, and a few other devotees watching the pronounce. All right, so today we will be reading, we're going to be reading first the harikathā from Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja on Snan Purnima, and also on Śrīdhara Paṇḍita and Mukunda Datta. And then maybe we could read something also from Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Sri Chaitanya and his associates, that book. And then my favorite part of Chaitanya Bhagavat, my favorite section was the section about Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. And so if there's time at the ends, then I'd like to read from Chaitanya Bhagavat directly. So that's our program for today. So let's begin. Sharing my screen. Is the sound okay? Closer to my mouth. I like to, whenever I get a chance, I like to spend time here with Shamali, because just to give her company. Haribol Shri Devi Didi. And when I'm not doing the Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī program, I don't need my mridanga, so it's very easy for me to come out here. Okay. So Snāna-yātrā. So this is, and all these two classes that I'm reading, they are on vcvani.com. Okay. The following is an excerpt from a Bhavanuvad of the kathā given by Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja on June 9, 2014 and June 20, 2016. Today is Snāna-yātrā, the holy bathing festival of Lord Jagannath, also known as Deva Snāna Purnima. It is also the appearance day of Lord Jagannath. As per the Skanda Puran, when King Indradumna installed the deities, he arranged for this bathing ceremony. Many thronged to witness this event, so much so that there is no place to even stand comfortably. Earlier, I used to go, but now I've stopped, as I don't have the strength. How do you say that word? Adage. There's one local adage. On Snāna-yātrā, it will definitely rain. And on Rath-yātrā, it won't. Okay, let's see if it rains today. Although I've been for many Rath-yātras where it did rain. But anyhow. Okay. The Chandra top, the awning on the top of the bathing platform where the deities are kept during Snāna-yātrā, has many holes in it, so that even the demigods can get an opportunity to bathe the Lord Jagannath. I guess that up there has some holes in it. How else could the demigods participate in the bathing of Jagannath? Also, on the day of Snāna-yātrā, Jagannath wears the same outfit he wore during his marriage ceremony with Rukmini on Nirjala Kadashi. Oh, I forgot. Nirjala Ekadashi is the marriage day of Rukmini and Dwarkadish Krishna. Forgot to mention that on that day. Anyways. Only on this one occasion does Jagannath wear the same outfit twice, never otherwise. This is why, despite having 36 different kinds of servants, Lord Jagannath does not have a laundryman. On regular days, Jagannath takes only Darpan Snan. And let's see, there's, interesting endnotes here. So, Darpan Snan, that means by mirror, right? Darpan means mirror. Cheto Darpana Marjana. Let's see. So, this is from Shriketra.com. It says, 3 Pushpalaka Sevaks perform the Snan Vidhi ritual in Pancha Upachar Paddhati, sitting on the floor below the Ratna Vedi, where the deities are kept on the altar. They sprinkle water mixed with camphor, curd, amla, and chandan, sandalwood paste, on 3 brass mirrors, darpan, each about 2 feet high, symbolizing the bath. I guess this is a daily thing, right? I think so. I don't know. Before that, they also showed toothsticks and tongue scrapers to the deities, symbolizing the brushing of their teeth. During this activity, the temple astrologer, the Jyotishi, he reads out the tithi and other astrological details of the day to the deities. After this is completed, Garuda in the Nata Mandap takes bath, for which the Garuda Chanura Sevaks perform the Snan Vidhi. Okay. But today, so on regular days, Jagannath only takes that kind of Darpan Snan. But today is the holy bathing festival, the Mahasnan of Jagannath. Everything is conducted as per the rules. Any Panda or servitor of Jagannath can offer only as many pots of water for Jagannath. Sorry, he can only offer as many pots of water for Jagannath's bath as he is eligible for. Today, Jagannath is bathed with 108 pots of water. And now there's a description of that from Shriketra.com. On this auspicious day, the Suras and the Suras, I guess, I don't know how you say that. Suras, I don't. The Suras and Mahasuras go in a ceremonial procession to fetch 108 pots of water from the golden well, the Sona Kup. The holy water is drawn from this well on this day. During the entire process, they cover their mouths with a piece of cloth so as not to contaminate the water with even their breath. Then all the pots filled with water are carefully brought to the Bhog Mandap. When the priests purify the water with haldi, turmeric, java, whole rice, sandal, chandan, flowers, and perfumes, then the priests, they purify the water with all those things. The filled and purified water pots are then carried from the Bhog Mandap to the bathing platform by the Sodas, in a long single-line queue. This ritual is called Jal Abhishek. Jal Abhishek consists of 2 words, Jal, water, and Abhishek, bath. This Abhishek is accompanied by the chanting of Vedic mantras by the priests, kirtan, and the blowing of concha. Okay, let's go back. So the ceremony begins with the king of Puri, the chief servitor of Jagannath, offering 8 pots. Then the rest of the pots are distributed among the pandas, and each pot is offered by 4 pandas together. This is the procedure for Jagannath's Snan Seva. There's a nice illustration. Let's see. There's. Okay. Jagannath obliges one pure-hearted soul. Also, later today, Jagannath will be in the Ganesha Vesh, dressed as Ganesh. Locals call it the Hathi Vesh, the elephant costume. Once, Ganapati Bhatta, a Brahmin from Karnataka, who was a devout worshipper of Ganesh, learnt from a scripture from the Brahma Puran that Sadaishwarishwar Bhagavan is splendidly residing in Purushottam Kshetra, in the transcendental form of Daru Brahma. So he earnestly made his journey to Puri, but upon taking darshan of Lord Jagannath, he was dissatisfied. Because he was convinced that Daru Brahma should have a face resembling an elephant, disturbed, he thought, if Lord Jagannath indeed is Sarveshwar, that is the Lord of all lords, then my worshipable deity Ganesh should also have been present within him. But I did not see Ganesh within him. Unable to resolve this mystery, he went to Ataranala and began to fast and thought, I am an offender, and so it is improper for me to maintain this life. As Ganapati Bhatta commenced his fast unto death, Jagannath manifested the form of Ganesh while sitting on the bathing platform. And there it is. You can look at your phone or computer, you can see there's the Hati Vesha, Ganapati Vesha, Lord Jagannath. All right. And this is a darshan that everybody can have because it's outside. So, yeah, I've gone, I lived in Puri for 6 years, so I've seen it 6 times now. Okay. Meanwhile, people were urging Ganapati Bhatta to take darshan of Jagannath, saying, from tomorrow, Anavasar will begin, and you will not get darshan of Jagannath for so many days. Jagannath personally inspired a representative of the king to call Ganapati Bhatta for darshan, saying, all your desires will be fulfilled. Ultimately, when he came to take darshan, he found Ganesh before his eyes. His joy knew no bounds. That day, he made a special request. He said, "O my Lord Gajanana, Daru Brahma, Ganapati, Lord of everyone, now I am satisfied to have your darshan. All my doubts are dispelled. I have one request. From today onwards, whenever you come to the Snāna Mandap on this day, please manifest this form and give your darshan to everyone." Ganapati Bhatta was also instrumental in creating a fund in the temple to meet with the annual expenses for the Ganesh Vesha. This fund is still prevalent. Yes, because Jagannath never wears the same thing twice. He'll never wear the same. You have to get a new one every year. Okay. Oh, Hare Krishna Shubhanandabu. One second. Let me open up the video just so that I can see everyone there. Oh, Haribol Sarveshwari Mataji. And Chatamai Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, next. Oh, Hare Krishna. So, the pastimes of the Lord are not easily understood. Okay. The pastimes of the Lord are not easily understood. Some have difficulty in deciphering the pastimes of the Lord. Jagannath's bathing festival in Puri takes place on the day of Purnima. But according to the scriptures, Sri Krishna took bath in Brahma Sarovar at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse, during Amavasya. So it's, yeah, in Kurukshetra it's on Amavasya. It's better. I was balancing everything in black before. Adjusting. All right. Okay, so, yeah. According to the scriptures, Sri Krishna took bath in Brahma Sarovar at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse on Amavasya. when Pratipada, the day after Amavasya, mixes with Amavasya, then there is a solar eclipse. After the eclipse, Krishna fell ill and stayed there, and the gopis served him while everyone else returned. The solar eclipse occurs on Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight, and on the second day of the bright fortnight, Shukla Dvitiya, the Rath-yatra begins. It is very perplexing to reconcile these two events. Though the occurrences are the same, the Lord takes his bath and falls ill later, there is a difference in the tithis. In Kurukshetra, this happens on Amavasya during the solar eclipse, and in Puri, it happens on Purnima. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-38, it is mentioned, Brahma Ratra Upavrite. One night of Brahma, lasting 4.32 billion years, had passed during the Rasa Lila. So how to reconcile this? Also, when Brahma stole the calves, Krishna had told his cowherd friends to continue with their lunch while he carefully brought back all the calves. At that time, Brahma stole the cowherd boys. He stole the cowherd boys also. Yet, after 1 year had elapsed, which is 1 moment on Brahmaloka, Brahma noticed that the cow herding was going on as usual in Vrindavan. Perplexed, Brahma, who has 4 heads, checked inside the cave of the Sumeru mountain, thinking that the calves and the cowherd boys that he had stolen and hidden there might have been freed. To his astonishment, he found them sleeping there as well. While in Vrindavan, he saw the cowherd boys having lunch. The entire year had passed, but the cowherd boys said, Krishna, you came back so soon. We haven't even eaten a mouthful yet. In the 1 year that passed by, the food that was in their hands and on their plates had not become stale or rotten. It remains just as fresh as before. How is it possible? It is only possible because Bhagavan said, Janma karma chamev divyam evam yo veti tatvata. Who can know my birth and activities? They are all transcendental. They are not ordinary. Similarly, during the Rath-yatra, Sri Chaitanya Dev divided his sevaks into 7 groups or sampradayas. 1 second, let me just... in each sampradaya, there is 1 lead singer, 2 chorus singers, 2 mridanga players, and 1 dancer. In this way, he allocated them all. 4 groups were in the front of the Rath, 1 group on either side, and 1 at the back of Jagannath's chariot. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself danced and sang, moving from 1 group to the other. But when he desired, he appeared in all the 7 kirtan groups simultaneously. But everyone thought, Mahaprabhu likes our group's kirtan, and he does not go anywhere else. They did not see him in the other groups. This is Bhagavan's Bhagavata, his godhood. Whosoever he desires to give darshan to, only they can see him. Who saw him? Only King Prataparudra, Kashi Mishra, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could see the Lord in all 7 groups simultaneously. One was gesturing to the other, saying, Look, what a wonderful pastime of Prabhu. Previously, all the devotees had requested Mahaprabhu to give darshan to King Prataparudra, but Mahaprabhu had denied them this. Finally, he said, Only if Damodar Pandit tells me, I will give him darshan. Yes, we remember Damodar Pandit. He's very frank with Mahaprabhu. So then Damodar Pandit replied, What should I say? You will not only give your darshan, you will even touch the king, and I will see this. The king has devotion for you, and you are subjugated by devotion. So the king's devotion will make you touch him. Damodar Pandit had predicted this much before it happened. What was the reason for Mahaprabhu's grace to flow? Mahaprabhu's heart had melted, seeing the king humbly sweeping the road before Jagannath's Rath while sprinkling sandalwood water there. In this way, the only way to attain the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna is Sneha lesha peksha matra Shri Krishna kripar Sneha vasa hoya kore Swatantra Achar. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 10.139. Lord Krishna's mercy is dependent only on affection. Being obliged only by affection, Lord Krishna acts very independently. That is Prem Yukta Seva, Priti Yukta Seva, the affectionate service of the Lord. It is said that the Lord's mercy is a haituki, causeless. But then here, there is a cause. We sing the kirtan ahoituki bhakti hriday jage anukhane. But it is not easy to understand the words of the scriptures. Hear from the self-realized Vaishnavas. Hence it is said, Jaho Bhagavata Para Vaishnavera Sthane Ekantayashraya Koro Chaitanya Charane. If you want to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, then you must approach a self-realized Vaishnav and hear from him. You can do this when you have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 5.131. Chaitanya Bhakta Ganer Nitya Koro Shanga Tabe to Janiba Siddhanta Samudra Taranga. Sarup Damodar continued, said, associate regularly with the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for then only will you understand the waves of the ocean of devotional service. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya 5.132. By doing this, it is possible to understand. Otherwise, one cannot. What will be the result of doing this? The real meaning of a haituki. What is a haituki? What does the sound vibration imply in a haituki? The sound vibration Om comprises all three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. The dictionary meaning of the word is Vishnu, or Sri Krishna. A haituki means Vishnu haituki. In other words, that which is done for Vishnu, or Sri Krishna, whose one and only hetu, objective, is the pleasure and satisfaction of Sri Krishna, or Vishnu. This is called a haituki bhakti. Interesting. Very interesting, because haituki means with some reason, like there's some motivation behind it, some objective behind it. And then ahoituki, usually we translate that as, causeless. It's causeless. But there's another meaning. In the dictionary means Vishnu, just like an Om. So means for the cause of Vishnu, devotion, with the objective of pleasing Vishnu. The word causeless has no existence anywhere. This is the implied meaning, and this is what is approved by the Vaishnavas, like Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosvāmī and Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. So one has to understand the word ahoituki in this manner. The only qualification to understand the language of the realm of love is love. Only those who possess love in their hearts will understand, not others. Even in this material world, not everyone can understand the language of love. Though difficult for the ordinary to understand, it is possible for those who possess a loving heart. In the realm of love, yes means no, and no means yes. When Radharani tells Krishna, "Don't you dare touch me," it actually implies the opposite. You please touch me. It's okay, I'm just making sure this mic is okay. An Assamese king, Godapani, was once attacked by the tyrannical Muslim king, Lolo Roja. But somehow, King Godapani managed to escape and hide in the forest. Other sources claim that he stayed incognito in Vaishnav monasteries. So they imprisoned his queen, Joymati. While in the forest, the king became so emaciated that, coupled with his ragged clothes, Nobody could even recognize him. One day, a passerby remarked, "We had perceived the king to be very noble, but he did not turn out like that. He escaped to save himself, leaving the captive queen in a very pitiable condition. Now no one knows of his whereabouts." Upon hearing this, the king immediately visited his palace, where the queen was held captive. He told the guards, "I am her spiritual preceptor. Please arrange for me to meet with her." They duly obliged him. Accompanied by 2 soldiers, he came in the presence of the queen, and upon seeing him, she turned her face, dismissing his claims of being her guru. She said, "He is not my guru. Take away this cheat from my vision this very moment." So the soldiers immediately slapped the king and kicked him away. Eventually, as the queen refrained from disclosing the whereabouts of the king, she was subjected to continuous inhumane physical torture by the Muslim king until she passed away 14 days later. Oh, what a horrible story. That's terrible. With the help of the locals, Gaurapani eventually ousted the tyrannical Muslim ruler Lora Roja through a revolt and eventually ascended the throne to restore peace and tranquility in the society. The queen's eldest son who ascended the throne after his father built a massive tank by the name Joy Sagar and a temple of Vishnu by the name Joy Dol in honor of the memory of his mother. In the state of Assam, she became immortalized by the name Sati Joy Mati. Sati means chaste. Why was she considered chaste? The same woman who turned her face the moment she saw her husband, calling him a cheat, and had him kicked out, on whose words her husband was even slapped by the soldiers. Why was she glorified as chaste? Her real intention was, "Although I am unhappy and suffering as a convict of the Muslims, I do not want you to remain here even a moment, because I will be more unhappy and troubled if the soldiers find out that you are the king and imprison you as well." Besides this, the king knew that the king was the only one capable of ending the tyranny of the Muslim rulers, tyranny of the Muslim rulers by creating a revolution. Because the king had a loving relationship with the queen, he could understand the inner meaning of her words and actions. But the soldiers could not due to the absence of love. Hence, it is not easy to understand the language of love. Similarly, only the unalloyed devotees of Bhagavan know the intrinsic meaning of the descriptions and narrations about him given in the scriptures. So if one is desirous of knowing them, they should hear from the unalloyed devotees. Otherwise, one will not be able to understand. Right, now we will read about Mukunda Datta and Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. And I'm just checking really quick on Hare Krishna forever. There you go. Okay. Today, okay, now we're reading an excerpt from a class that Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī gave on June 20th, 2016. Today is the disappearance day of Mukunda Datta and Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. So starting with Mukunda Datta. Once when Mahaprabhu exhibited the Sat Prahariya Lila, manifesting his divine form holding a conch, disc, club, and lotus, with the deities on his lap, he invited the devotees one after the other for his darshan. But during this Lila, Mahaprabhu refused to give his darshan to Mukunda Datta. Crestfallen, Mukunda pleaded with the devotees for them to implore Mahaprabhu to give him his darshan. When Śrīvas Pandit appealed on behalf of Mukunda Datta, Mahaprabhu replied, "After 1 crore of births, he will get my darshan." Oh, there's a picture of I guess that's Mukunda Datta right there. Beautiful painting, huh? So when Mukunda heard this reply, he danced about in great joy, thinking, after going through 8.4 million births, nothing good has happened. Another 1 crore births will be over in no time, but at least Mahaprabhu has given his assurance that I will have his darshan. Hence, there's no doubt that one day I will get his divine darshan. Upon hearing of Mukunda's reaction, Mahaprabhu called Mukunda inside. Why did Mahaprabhu refuse to see him initially? Mukunda Datta used to sing beautiful kirtans of Mahaprabhu, but he wasn't one-pointed. He would attend and sing kirtans even in the assembly of Mayavadis, Karmis, Gyanis, and so on. And he would accept their teachings, thinking them to be superior to devotional service. So, considering his lack of staunch faith, he was refused darshan. But when he spontaneously expressed his full faith in Mahaprabhu's words, he was immediately awarded darshan. Mukunda Datta would sing kirtan so very beautifully. In the Vaishnava Vandana, it is said, Bandibo ambashtanama Shri Mukunda Datta Gandharva Jiniya Jar Ganer Mahatva. Gandharva Jiniya Jar Ganer Mahatva. His singing is glorious like the Gandharvas. Mahaprabhu referred to him as Karda Jatiya, meaning sometimes he holds a straw of karda, sometimes he holds a straw in his teeth as a symptom of humility, and at other times he beats me with a stick, jati. So karda jatiya. In other words, it means like when he mingles with another sampradaya, he constantly beats me with a stick by not accepting devotional service. That's Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya 10:190. Karda jatiya. All right, and now we're going to read about Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. Actually, let's just look at Mukunda Datta here. And let's see what Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī says about Mukunda Datta. What time is it? 7:39. Where is it? Mukunda Datta Thakur. Let me make it bigger. I'm not going to read the full thing because we just read about Mukunda Datta, but just want to know who he is in Krishna's Leela and some other things. So, Vrajestito Gayako Yo Madhukanta Madhubrato. Oops. 1 second. Okay. Mukunda. One second. Things are blocking my screen. Okay. Mukunda Vasudevoto Datto Gauranga Gayako. In Braj, there were 2 singers named Madhukanta and Madhuvrat. They appeared in Chaitanya Leela as 2 singers. Mukunda Datta and Vasudeva Datta, who used to sing for Lord... they appeared as the 2 singers, Mukunda Datta and Vasudeva Datta, who used to sing for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, Madhukanta and Madhuvrat. Interesting. Usually we hear Madhukanta and Snigdhakanta. I wonder if Madhuvrat is another name for Snigdhakanta. But yeah, we hear pastimes. There's a beautiful description of them in the end of the Damodarashtakam book. There's a section from Gopal Champu there. It tells the story of Madhukanta and Snigdhakanta very beautifully. So, Shri Mukunda Datta appeared in the Chittagong district of modern Bangladesh in the village of Chanhara. This village is situated about 20 miles from Pundarik Vidyanidhi's Shripat. Vasudeva Datta Thakur was his elder brother. Okay, I'm just going to skip through different parts. Mahaprabhu's childhood friend. Mukunda Datta came to Navadvip from Chittagong and became a fellow student of Mahaprabhu at Gangadas Pandit's Tola. When Nimai Pandit, immersed in the joys of learning, when he roamed around in Navadvip with thousands of students, None of the scholars other than Gangadas Pandit could understand his purports. Nimai Pandit was a personified form of the god of death for hypocrites. He was Cupid for materialists, and Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, for learned scholars. Many Vaishnavas from Chittagong settled in Navadvip for learning and to stay near the river Ganga. Every afternoon, they assembled at the house of Advaita Acharya, where Mukunda Datta sang the hymns about Lord Hari in a sweet, melodious voice that immersed them all in an ocean of bliss. Mahaprabhu was internally very happy with Mukunda, but he would often debate with him by asking tricky questions. Nobody would come close to Nimai in fear of debates. One day, to get rescued from the tricky questions about grammar, Mukunda said that grammar was a subject for small children, and that Mahaprabhu should answer his difficult questions in alankar, figures of speech. Mahaprabhu answered all the questions perfectly, establishing, refuting, and then again re-establishing the same, which amazed Mukunda. Mukunda thought, such a scholarship is impossible for an ordinary human being. There's not one scripture or subject he does not know. He is such a genius. If only he were a devotee of Lord Krishna, then I would never leave his company for even a moment. That's Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi, chapter 12, verses 18 to 19. Devotees were disinterested. Wait, one second, I just see it. Oh, is the water for Jagannath's bath? I don't know what you're referring to, Raseshwari. Okay. So I'm probably looking at that comment way later on, so I don't remember the context. Okay. So devotees were disinterested to hear or speak topics other than Sri Krishna. Therefore, at the sight of Nimai Pandit, they would change their direction and keep a distance from him. And now it says, one day Mahaprabhu laughed and said, one day he will see how much of a Vaishnava I am. I will become such a Vaishnava that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma will come and stand at my doorstep. So, my brothers, now hear from me carefully. I will become the most famous Vaishnava. Those who run away at my sight now will also sing my glories then. It's from chapter 11 of Adi Kanda, verses 46-49. After receiving Diksha from Ishwar Puripad in Gaya, Mahaprabhu returned to Navadvip. He remained constantly intoxicated by divine love. Mukunda recited shlokas and sang kirtans appropriate for the Lord's particular mood, which gave pleasure to Mahaprabhu. Even Advaita Acharya and Ishwar Puripad were transported by divine ecstasy, hearing Mukunda's heartfelt and melodious kirtans. Mukunda Datta and Gadadhar Pandit. Okay, I'm not going to read that section, but we know that story. When Mukunda, he brought Gadadhar Pandit to have darshan of Pundarit Vidyanidhi. Mahaprakash Leela at Srivasa Angan. We just read that from Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Maharaj. And let's see, what else is there? Mukunda Datta is very dear to Mahaprabhu. Immersed in the loving pastimes of Sri Krishna, one day Mahaprabhu chanted, Gopi, Gopi, taking their side. One student came there at that time and asked him to utter the name of Krishna. Mahaprabhu was in a devotional trance and ran after that student to beat him with a cane, considering him to be a person of Krishna's group. The student, in the company of several others, started to act against Mahaprabhu without understanding his inner mood. To rescue them from committing such an offensive act, Mahaprabhu decided to accept sannyas, the renounced order of life. Mahaprabhu went to Mukunda's house, where he heard him sing Krishna Mangal. When Mahaprabhu revealed his desire to accept sannyas, the much aggrieved Mukunda requested him to postpone his decision for a few days. Also, the thought of Mahaprabhu with a shaved head took the devotees in a state of deep anguish. Mukunda, along with other devotees, sang kirtan soon after Mahaprabhu's sannyas at Katwa, much to his pleasure. Mukunda was amongst the devotees who accompanied Mahaprabhu to Nilachal after his sannyas. He was present when Nityananda Prabhu broke Mahaprabhu's danda at the place of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was also at the place of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Nilachal, and during the water sports in Narendra Sarovar. Mukunda also accompanied the other devotees to Puri every year. During the Rath-yatra festival, Mukunda was the lead singer in the third of the 7 groups that performed Sankirtan in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot. Haridas Thakur was the principal dancer in this group. The Lord himself told the devotees how much affection Mukunda had for him. So Mahaprabhu said, Mukunda becomes very unhappy when he sees me follow the sannyas duties, like lying down on the ground and taking bath 3 times a day, even during the winter. Even though he does not say anything, I know that he is unhappy within, and upon seeing him unhappy, I become twice as unhappy. That's from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 7, verses 23 and 24. Mukunda met all the chief associates of Mahaprabhu in Nilachal, including Swarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, and Haridas Thakur. Swarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, and Haridas Thakur. Sri Mukunda Datta Thakur disappeared on a full moon day of the Jyeshta month, also celebrated as the bathing ceremony of Sri Jagannath Dev. Jai Sri Mukunda Datta Ki Jai. Oh, do I have water in the background? Yeah, I do have water in the background. That wasn't any reason. We had a focus session right before this, and I usually put a nature scene for the focus session. That's why I said. Okay. So, next, what are we reading next? Okay, let's go back to Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Śrīdhara Paṇḍita was very poor. He made a living by selling produce from his farm, such as bananas, banana bark, tor, banana flowers, banana leaves, radish, etc. His principle was that he would sell at a fair and reasonable price. Half the proceeds of the sale would go towards worship of Ganga Devi, and he'd use the other half to sustain himself, and he was extremely poor, but still he'd give half of his money for the worship of Ganga Devi. Chaitanya Deva would approach him to purchase his goods, while paying just half the price quoted by Śrīdhara. In turn, a loving quarrel would ensue between the devotee and the Lord. Beautiful picture, huh? Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. Okay, Śrīdhara Paṇḍita would ask, are there no other sellers in the town other than me? And Mahaprabhu would say, I go where I want to purchase from. I will never leave my permanent vendor. Meaning, the Lord does not want to go to anyone other than his devotee. Śrīdhara would ask, why then pay half the price? I need to perform Ganga Puja. Mahaprabhu would reply, Ganga is my servant. Śrīdhara would then think, oh, he does not even fear Ganga. When Mahaprabhu showed his divine form, his Sharbhuj Rup, he asked Śrīdhara Paṇḍita to seek a benediction. At that time, Śrīdhara Paṇḍita requested, that Prabhu who would snatch things from me, may he be my Prabhu life after life. This is my prayer. I'm gonna read that pastime after we, after this. I'm gonna read that from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Oh, it's over, so I'll read it now then. But I see that it is 10 minutes till 8. And I'm going to be reading for quite a while. Well, I'm not going to read more than half an hour, but yeah, it might be another half an hour. So if anybody needs to go, I fully understand. Like, don't feel any pressure to stay. Dandavat pranam. See you tomorrow if you're going now. But yeah, let's move over to Chaitanya Bhagavat. Oh wait, and before that, I just want to see who is. I think his name is Kamala Sava, if I remember correctly. But he's a cowherd boy of Krishna. Kamala Sava. I remember. Let's see who Śrīdhara Paṇḍita is in Krishna Lila. Where is it? Śrīdhara. I wish this is in alphabetical order. Probably skipped it. No, there it is. There he is, Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. Okay. one of the 12 Gopalas in Krishna Lila named Kusumasava. Oh, I said Kamalasava, right? Oh, Kusumasava. He appeared in Gaur Lila as Śrīdhara Paṇḍita. Now here's Gaur Ganadashtipika. Kola Bichataya Khyata Pandit Śrīdhara Dvija Asid Raje Hasya Karoyo Namna Kusumasava. The cowherd boy named Kusumasava, who joked with, and kusuma means like is a flower, right? And asava means the nectar from a flower. That's the meaning of his name. Kusumasava. So the cowherd boy named Kusumasava, who joked with Lord Krishna and made him laugh in Vrajabhumi, appeared in Lord Gauranga's pastimes as a learned Brahmin named Kolabecha, that means the bark seller, Śrīdhara, or the banana seller, Śrīdhara. That's from Gaur Ganadashtipika 133. Right. Let's move over to... Strange, usually there's a lot more people watching on YouTube and Facebook. Not today. Okay, Sri Devi Didi, no problem. Okay, here is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. I'm just going to read the translation. So Mahaprabhu is joking with Śrīdhara. This is from, starting from Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda, chapter 12. We're starting from verse 178. Chapter 12 of Adikanda. Okay. Smiling, the Lord agreed to the astrologer's request and went to the house of his dear devotee, Śrīdhara. So the Gaudiya Bhashya Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada says, Śrīdharar Mandir, the house of Śrīdhara, is situated on an elevated tract of land at one end of Mayapur, near the village of Sharadanga and 1 mile east of Chankazi Samadhi. There is a small pond nearby. Yeah, I went on there on our Purkma just recently. Śrīdhara was very dear to the Lord's heart, and the Lord would therefore visit him on various pretexts. The Lord would tease Śrīdhara in the course of their regular conversations, which would last for 1 hour or 2. Okay, Hare Krishna Raseshwari. When Śrīdhara saw that Nimai had arrived, he offered him obeisances and a place to sit. Śrīdhara was always peaceful in his behavior, while the Lord enjoyed playing the role of an agitated young man. The Lord said, Śrīdhara, you always chant the name of Hari, so why are you always afflicted by poverty? Can you please tell me why, after serving the beloved Lord of Lakshmi, you do not get sufficient food and clothes? The Lord of the goddess of fortune, and you still don't even have clothes? Śrīdhara replied, at least I'm not starving, and whether small or large, I'm still wearing some cloth. The Lord said, but I see your cloth is mended in 10 places, and the roof of your cottage has no straw. Look at other people. They worship Chandi or Vishahari, so they have no scarcity for food or cloth. Śrīdhara then replied, O Brahman, what you say is indeed correct, yet the time passes equally for everyone. The king has jewels in his house, and he eats opulent food. Meanwhile, the birds live in trees. Yet time passes equally for everyone, as they all enjoy the fruits of their previous activities by the will of the Lord. The Lord then said, you have great wealth that you are secretly enjoying. I will soon disclose this to everyone. Then how will you cheat us? Śrīdhara said, O Pandit, please go home now. It is not proper for us to argue. The Lord said, I'm not going to leave you so easily. First tell me what you'll give me. Śrīdhara said, I maintain myself by selling leaf cups. So tell me, what can I give you, Goshai? The Lord said, let your hidden treasure remain for now. I'll take that later. For now, give me some bananas, banana flowers, and banana stalks free of charge. Then I won't argue with you. One second, I'm going to do this. This will make it faster, jumping from verse to verse. There. Okay. So then, Śrīdhara thought, this Brahman is very aggressive. I'm afraid that one day he will beat me. But even if he beats me, what can I do to a Brahman? At the same time, I cannot supply him free of charge every day. Anyway, whatever this Brahman takes by force or deceit, that is my good fortune, so I'll continue to give him every day. Thinking in this way, Śrīdhara said, listen, Goshai, don't worry about the money. I'll happily give you some bananas, banana flowers, leaf cups, and banana stalks. But please, don't fight with me. Then the Lord said, good, then I won't fight anymore. But see that I get good quality bananas and banana stalks. The Lord daily used Śrīdhara's leaf cups, and he ate sabjis made from Śrīdhara's plantains, banana flowers, and banana stalks. Whenever a squash grew on the roof of Śrīdhara's cottage, the Lord would eat it, cooked with milk and black pepper. The Lord then said, so if anybody's at their house, if they want to honor this day, they can cook, what is it? Lao. Lao is Loki. In Hindi, Loki or Lao. They can cook that with milk and black pepper, and I'm sure sugar. Okay. The Lord then said, tell me, what do you think of me? After you answer this, then I'll go home. Śrīdhara replied, you are a Brahman, a portion of Lord Vishnu. The Lord said, you don't know. Actually, I'm from a Gopa family. Although you see me as a son of a Brahman, I consider myself a cowherd boy. Śrīdhara smiled at the Lord's words, but due to the illusory energy, he could not recognize his Lord. The Lord then said, Śrīdhara, let me tell you the truth. The glories of your Ganga are due to me. Śrīdhara replied, Nimai Pandit, aren't you afraid of insulting Ganga in this way? One is supposed to become sober as he grows up, but I see that your restlessness has doubled. After joking with Śrīdhara in this way, Lord Gauranga returned to his home. In this way, the whole day passed. As evening arrived, everyone became most jubilant. All the devotees worshipped the Lord's lotus feet with incense and lamps. The sound of conchas, bells, karatals, wampers, and mridangas produced an enchanting atmosphere. As Gaurachandra sat in his full glory, he did not say anything about the devotees' activities. They offered various... okay. They offered... I just got whacked by the tail, by Shami's tail. They offered various flowers at his lotus feet, and then offered obeisances while saying, "Oh Lord, please protect us." Someone spoke with humility, and someone offered praises. Only the sound of ecstatic crying was heard in the four directions. What wonderful happiness arose as night fell. Whoever came there felt like they were entering Vaikuntha. In this way, the Lord manifested his supreme opulences, as his servants stood before him with folded hands. Oh, this is the Saprahariya Bhav chapter, I think, right? Yes. The lion-like Gaur happily enjoyed his pastimes while extending his feet and touching the bodies of the devotees. Okay, so this is, we jumped from one chapter to the next. Now we're reading chapter 9, verse 132. And now the Lord, he's for the first time, before he was just Nimai Pandit, right? And, he was always debating everybody, he was really very restless and like that. But now for the first time, then he came back from Gaya and became a devotee, Bhavuk Nimai. But now, for the first time, he's manifesting everybody who's known Nimai his whole life. They didn't have any idea that he was their worshipful Lord. So now for the first time, he's manifesting himself to all the devotees. And for each devotee, he's manifesting himself for that, in that particular cherished form of the devotee, the devotee's Ishtadev. He's manifesting that before each devotee. So this is like a very dramatic, exciting part of Chaitanya Bhagavat. You have all this time. It's actually you've been my worshipful Lord, and you've just been hiding yourself. So the lion-like Gaur happily enjoyed his pastimes while extending his feet and touching the bodies of the devotees. This went on for 21 hours. It's called Sat Prahariya Bhav. As Sri Gaurasundar was about to give benedictions, all his followers stood before him with folded hands. During this Sat Prahariya Bhav, the Lord bestowed mercy on everyone without duplicity. He ordered, "Quickly, go and bring Śrīdhara. Let him come and behold my opulences. As he constantly thinks of me, he feels great unhappiness. Bring him at once, so that he may see my glories. Go to the edge of town and wait there. Bring that person who is calling out my name." Following the Lord's instruction, some Vaishnavas hurried to the house of Śrīdhara. Now here are some topics about Śrīdhara. He earned his livelihood by selling banana leaves. I just realized I've been sharing my sounds this whole time. Is the water sound annoying? I can turn it off if it is. I guess not. Okay. Right. So yeah, he would buy one banana. Now I understand what Raseshwari Mataji is talking about. So anyways, he would buy one. So now here's some topics about Śrīdhara. Mahaprabhu said, when he's manifesting himself as the Lord, he earned his livelihood by selling banana leaves. He would buy one banana tree, cut it into pieces, and then sell those pieces. He offered half of whatever he earned in a day. He offered half of whatever he earned in a day in worship of the Ganga. With the other half, he maintained his life. This is the test of a devotee of Vishnu. He was as truthful as Mahārāja Yudhishthira. He never deviated from whatever price he fixed. Sometimes those who knew his glories would buy his goods without bargaining. In this way, he resided in Navadvip. No one recognized him, for everyone thought he was simply a banana leaf seller. He's just an ordinary banana leaf seller. No one understood that banana stem seller, Śrīdhara, was a transcendental devotee of Lord Chaitanya. He passed the entire night without sleep, while loudly chanting the names of Krishna and Hari. All the atheists complained. They said, "Due to Śrīdhara's loud cries, we cannot sleep at night, and our ears are broken. He is a low-class fellow who cannot fill his stomach. Being afflicted with hunger, he stays up all night." In this way, the atheists continued their blasphemy, as Śrīdhara happily engaged in his own activities. Śrīdhara continued to loudly call out the name of Hari with love throughout the night. As soon as the devotees got halfway there, they heard the loud cries of Śrīdhara. The devotees followed that sound and quickly found Śrīdhara. "O Mahashaya, come and see the Lord. Let us become glorious by your touch." On hearing the Lord's name, Śrīdhara became overwhelmed with ecstasy and fell unconscious to the ground. The devotees quickly picked him up and carefully brought him before Vishvambar. On seeing Śrīdhara, the Lord was pleased and called to him, "Come, come. You have worshipped me so long. You have passed many lifetimes to obtain my love. In this life, you have also served me so much. I always eat rice off of your banana leaves. I have eaten many items obtained from you. You have forgotten your conversations with me." When the Lord manifested his pastime as a scholar, he acted like a most arrogant person, keeping his identity concealed. keeping his identity concealed, he enjoyed various pastimes with Śrīdhara on the pretext of buying banana leaves. The Lord daily visited Śrīdhara's shop and bought many banana leaves, and he bought banana leaves, bananas, and banana stems. He would daily quarrel with Śrīdhara for 2 hours and then buy his goods for half price. Although truthful Śrīdhara quoted a reasonable price, the Lord would take the goods at half price. Then Śrīdhara would stand up, grab hold of the goods, and a tug of war would ensue. In this way, Śrīdhara and the Lord would happily shove each other. Tug of war with the goods. The Lord would say, "Oh, Brother Srivas, why do you live like an ascetic when you have so much wealth? Why are you taking the goods from my hands? Don't you know yet who I am?" The most Brahminical Śrīdhara did not become angry. After looking at the Lord's face, he gave him all the goods. The form of Gaurasundar was more enchanting than that of Cupid. His forehead was beautifully decorated with tilak. He was dressed in a dhoti tucked in at 3 places. His hair was curly, and both his nature and eyes were restless. In a subtle form, Anantadev resided in the white Brahman thread that adorned his body. The Lord chewed betel nuts as he looked at Śrīdhara. Then he again picked up the banana leaves with his own hands. Śrīdhara said, "Listen, O respected Brahman. Please forgive me, for I am your dog." The Lord said, "I know you are very clever. You have accumulated so much wealth by selling banana leaves." As Sri Gaurasundar was about to give benedictions, I skipped a section. Selling banana. Okay, sorry. So, Sorry. "I know you are very clever. You have accumulated so much wealth by selling banana leaves. Are there no other shops?" Śrīdhara asked. "Go there and buy leaves cheaper then." The Lord replied, "I will not give up my supplier. Take my money and give me stems and bananas." On seeing the Lord's beauty, Śrīdhara would become overwhelmed and smile. Then Vishvambar would jubilantly speak harsh words to him. You buy ingredients that you regularly offer to the Ganga. So what is wrong if you give me a discount? I am the father of the Ganga, whom you regularly worship. This is the truth I am telling you." Śrīdhara then covered his ears with his hands and exclaimed, "Vishnu, Vishnu!" Seeing the Lord so arrogant, Śrīdhara then gave him the leaves and stems. "Okay, take it, go away, don't. Vishnu, Vishnu." In this way, they both regularly quarreled with each other. Śrīdhara considered the Lord as a most restless Brahman. Śrīdhara said, I am defeated. Please leave me alone. I will give you something free. I will give you a piece of stem, a few bananas, and a few leaves. Then am I still at fault?" The Lord said, Good. I have no more complaints." Then the Lord regularly ate rice off of Śrīdhara's leaf plates. In this way, the Lord enjoys the gifts of his devotees and does not glance at millions of gifts offered by non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya had a desire to perform these pastimes. That is why he had Śrīdhara sell banana leaves. In order to perform such pastimes, he made Śrīdhara sell banana leaves. Who can understand the pastimes of Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas? No one can know these pastimes unless the Lord reveals them. The Lord reminded everyone of this principle. The Lord said, "O Śrīdhara! Now we're coming back to the Lord's Saprahariya Bhav. The Lord said, "O Śrīdhara, look at my form. Today I will award you the 8 mystic perfections." The exalted Śrīdhara raised his head and saw that Vishvambar was blackish like a tamal tree. He held an enchanting flute in his hands, and Balaram stood at his right side. Śrīdhara saw the entire place was filled with bright effulgence. He saw goddess Lakshmi offer betel nuts into the hands of the Lord, and the four-headed Brahma and five-headed Shiva offer prayers to the Lord. He saw Ananta hold his 1,000 hoods as an umbrella over the head of the Lord, and Sanak, Narad, and Shukadev chanting the glories of the Lord. In the four directions, greatly beautiful women were glorifying the Lord with folded hands. On seeing this, Śrīdhara was struck with wonder. As such, he reeled and fell to the ground. The Lord said, "Śrīdhara, offer prayers to me." Śrīdhara replied, "O Lord, I am most foolish. I have no ability to offer any prayers." The Lord then said, "Your words alone are prayers to me." By the order of the Lord, Saraswati, the mother of the universe, appeared on Śrīdhara's tongue, and Śrīdhara began to offer prayers. Jai Jai Mahaprabhu Jai Vishwambar Jaya 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 Navadvip Purandar. All glories to Mahaprabhu, all glories to Vishwambar, all glories to the Lord of Navadvip. Jaya Jaya Ananta Brahmanda Kotinath Jaya Jaya Shachi Punyavati Garbhajat. All glories to the Lord of innumerable universes. All glories to him who is born from the womb of the pious mother Shachi. Jai Jaya Veda Gopya Jai Dvija Raj Juge Juge Dharma Pala Kori Nana Saja. All glories to the Lord who is unknown to the Vedas. All glories to the best of the Brahmanas. You assume various forms in every age to protect religious principles. Bhura Rupe Sambhaila Nagare Nagare Bina Tumi Janaile Ke Janite Pare. You wandered throughout the city unknown to all. Who can know you unless you reveal yourself? Tumi Dharma, Tumi Karma, Tumi Bhakti Gyan, Tumi Shastra, Tumi Veda, Tumi Sarva Dhyan. You are Dharma, you are Karma, you are Bhakti, and you are Gyan. You are the scriptures, you are the Vedas, and you are the object of all meditation. Tumi Siddhi, Tumi Riddhi, Tumi Bhoga Yoga, Tumi Shraddha, Tumi Doya, Tumi Moha Lobha. You are the mystic perfections, you are prosperity, you are enjoyment, and you are yoga. You are faith, you are compassion, and you are illusion and greed. Tumi Indra, Tumi Chandra, Tumi Agni Jal, Tumi Surya, Tumi Vayu, Tumi Dhanaval. You are Indra, and you are Indra, you are Chandra, you are Agni and Varuna, you are Surya, you are Vayu, you are wealth and strength. Tumi Bhakti, Tumi Mukti, Tumi Aja Bhava, Tumi Bahoi Bokeno, Tomari Jeshab. You are devotional service, you are liberation, you are Brahma and Shiva. But why consider you to be them? They are all subordinates to you. Purva mor sthane tumi apane bolila, tor ganga dekho mor charana shalila. Previously you personally told me, the water of your Ganga has emanated from my feet. Tabu mor papchite nahilo smaran, na janilo muitor amulya charan. Yet neither did my sinful heart recognize you, nor did I understand the glories of your invaluable lotus feet. Je tumi korila dhanya gokula nagar, ekhone hoilo navadipa purandar. It was you who made the town of Gokul glorious, and now you have appeared as the king of Navadvip. Rakhiya bedao bhakti sharira bhitare, heno bhakti Navadvipe hoilo bahire. You conceal devotional service within your body, but you have manifested that devotional service in Navadvip. Bhakti joge bhishma toma jinilo samare, bhakti joge jashodai bandhilo tomare. It was through devotional service that Bhishma conquered you on the battlefield, and it was through devotional service that Yashoda bound you. Bhakti joge tomara bechilo satyabhama, bhakti vashe tumi khande koilo goparama. It was through devotional service that Satyabhama sold you. Being controlled by devotional service, you carried a cowherd damsel of Vraj on your shoulders. Ananta Brahmanda Koti Vohe Jare Mane, She Tumi Shridhama Gopa Vohila Apane. You, who are carried in the minds of the inhabitants of innumerable universes, personally carry the cowherd boy, Śrīdham. Jaha hoite apanar parabhava hoy, she boro gopya loke kahare na koy. You are conquered by devotional service. Therefore, it is most confidential. Ordinary people do not understand this. I'm going to just read the translation for a little while. You are always conquered by devotional service. You therefore hid devotional service and you wander around like a conqueror. This characteristic of yours is now shattered and inactive. She Maya Hoilo Turna has become dust, has become powdered, it's shattered. Ar nahi lage. And it's inactive. Hero deko shakal bhuvane bhakti mage. Just see, the entire world hankers for your devotional service. At that time, you were defeated by only 2 or 4 persons. But now, you will be bound by one and all. After hearing Śrīdhara's transcendental prayers, all the exalted Vaishnavas were struck with wonder. The Lord said, Śrīdhara, Bachya Mago Varo, Ashta Siddhi Dhimu Aji Tomar Gochara. O Śrīdhara, choose and ask for a benediction. Today, I will give you the 8 mystic perfections. Śrīdhara bolen Prabhu, aro bhandaiba, takoho nischinte tumi, arna pariba. Śrīdhara replied, O Lord, will you again deceive me? Stay peaceful, for this will not be possible again. Prabhu bole darshana mor vyartha noy, avashya paiba vara. The Lord said, seeing me cannot be fruitless. You must take some benediction according to your desire. Mago mago puna puna bole Vishvambar, Śrīdhara boloye Prabhu deho evar. The Lord repeatedly said, Mago, Mago, ask, ask. And Śrīdhara replied, O Lord, then give me this benediction. Jai Brahmana Kari Nila Mor Kola Pata, She Brahmana Hope Mor Janma Janmanata. Let that Brahman who forcibly took away my banana leaves be my Lord, birth after birth. Jai Brahmana Mor Shange Korilo Kandal, Mor Prabhu Hoktar Charana Yugal. Let me always engage in the service of the lotus feet of that Brahman who constantly quarreled with me. Bolite bolite prema baraye Śrīdhare, Dui bahu tuli kande maha uchai sware. While speaking in this way, Śrīdhara's love for the Lord increased, and he began crying loudly with his arms raised. Śrīdharer bhakti deki Vaishnava shakal, anyonye kanden shab hoya vival. And seeing Śrīdhara cry, all the Vaishnavas became overwhelmed and also cried. Ashi bole Vishvambar, shuno ho Śrīdhara, eko Mahārāja koro, tomare ishvar. Vishvambar smiled and said, Listen, Śrīdhara, I want to make you the king of a great kingdom. Śrīdhara boloye muhi, kichui nachaya, heno koro prabhu jeno, tor nama gaya. Śrīdhara replied, I do not want anything. Make such arrangement, O Lord, that I may chant your names. Prabhu bole Śrīdhara, amar tumi das, etoko dekilo tumi, amar prakash. The Lord said, O Śrīdhara, you are my servant. That is why you are able to see my opulences. Eteke tomar mati bheda na hoilo, veda gopya bhakti yoga, tore ami dilo. That is why your mind does not deviate from me. Thus, I am giving you devotional service that is confidential to the Vedas. Jai Jai Dvani Hoilo Vaishnava Mandale Śrīdhara Paṇḍita Shunilo Shakale. All the Vaishnavas chanted Jai Jai as they heard the benediction given to Śrīdhara. He had no wealth, no followers, and no education. Who can recognize such servants of Lord Chaitanya? What is the value of education, wealth, beauty, fame, and high birth? They only increase one's pride and bring about one's fall down. In millions of kalpas, Lord Brahma will never see that which Śrīdhara received simply by selling bananas and banana stems. One who is full of false pride and is envious of the goal of life falls down to an uncertain future. One who ridicules a pure, uneducated, saintly person goes as a result of his actions to the hell known as Kumbhipaka. Who has the ability to recognize a Vaishnava? Although a Vaishnava possesses all perfection, he appears to be afflicted. The story of Śrīdhara, the banana seller, is proof of this, for he accepted only devotional service and rejected the 8 types of mystic perfection. And this is a very famous verse, very important verse to memorize if you don't know it already. Jotto dekho Vaishnaver vyavahara duk nishchoy jani hoshe parananda sukha. And if anybody wants to take note of it, this verse, it's Madhya Kanda of Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 9, verse 240. So the meaning is, know for certain that whatever worldly distress is seen in a Vaishnava is actually spiritual happiness. Parananda Sukh. The same blissful joy, happiness, Ananda and Sukh. Know for certain. Nishchoy Janiho She Parananda Sukh. Okay, I'm just going to read. What time is it? 8:24. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. By saying a fully engaged devotee's scarcity rather than external opulence, sickness rather than good health, poverty rather than wealth, and ignorance rather than scholarship, those who consider such a Vaishnava is also afflicted by various deficiencies and is hankering after gold, women, and fame, like the karmis, and thus consider him distressed, should be understood to have lost their intelligence. This is Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Okay, gives all these different examples. Although Thakur Haridas was born in a Yavan family and Thakur Udaran Datta was born in a Suvarnavanik family, they never felt any worldly distress. Since they were constantly engaged in the ecstatic service of Hari, they did not get any opportunity to feel the burden of or become overwhelmed with distress like ordinary people. If one understands the relationship between Krishna's desire and that which the karmis and jnanis consider distressful, then that understanding becomes a source of spiritual happiness. That is why Sri Gaurasundar has manifested the verse Naham Vipro Nacha Narapatir and forbidden one to think in terms of I and mine on the platform of mixed happiness and distress. For a self-realized soul, there is no possibility of invoking distress born of anything that has no relationship with the self. So then continuing on with Chaitanya Bhagavat, people blinded with pride over material enjoyments do not know anything. They cannot recognize a Vaishnava due to pride born of education and wealth. Even after studying Srimad Bhagavatam, one's intelligence may be ruined, for anyone who blasphemes Nityananda is certainly vanquished. Anyone who hears the prayers of Śrīdhara and the benediction he received from the Lord will obtain the wealth of prem, our love of Godhead. Śrīdhara pailo vara koriya stavan iha jai shuni tare. What do they mile? What do they get? Prem dhan, the wealth of prem, the treasure of prem. Prema bhakti hoy prabhu charanara vinde, she Krishna pai jai Vaishnava nahi ninde. One who does not blaspheme the Vaishnavas attains Krishna by developing love and devotion at his lotus feet. Basically, all we have to do is just not offend Vaishnavas and then everything else is taken care of. The process is very simple. Just don't offend Vaishnavas, and then your chanting will have power. It will actually affect you. Everything that's the reason why our devotional practices are so difficult, everything blocking us from attaining prema is the offenses with the aparad that we've made. So if we can just refrain from making aparad, we're on a very fast track towards Krishna. Nindai nahi ko karya sabe papa labho, eteke na kore ninda maha maha bhaga. There's no gain in the act of blasphemy. One simply incurs sin. Therefore, the most fortunate persons do not engage in blasphemy. Ananduka hoye je sakrit Krishna bole, satya satya Krishna tare udharibo hele. Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī quoted this verse a few times. I remember reading this. He says, Krishna will certainly deliver anyone who chants his names without offense or blasphemy. Vaishnavera paye mor, ei namaskar. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda hok prana mor. I offer my respectful obeisances at the feet of the Vaishnavas. Let Shri Chaitanya and Nityananda be my life and soul. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jan. Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Padaju Gegan. Accepting Shri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends the English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhyakanda, Chapter 9, entitled The Lord's 21-Hour Ecstasy and Descriptions of Śrīdhara and Other Devotees' Characteristics. Jai Shri Kolavecha Śrīdhara Ki Jai, Śrīdhara Pandit Ki Jai, Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Jai Vaishnav Thakur Ki Jai. Haribo. All right, so that is our program for today. I'll end with a little Mahamantra, and yeah, Jai. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashita Rashita Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashita Rashita Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Trese Śrīla Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai, spaced out. Nityala Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashita Rashita Shishmad Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nityala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nityala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shishmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Nityala Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityala Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Jai Jai Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Vijñāna Bhāratī Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Balabatirtha Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Dait Madhav Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakshak Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. All the associates of Śrīla Jagat Guru Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Shri Rupa Sanat, Jai Śrīla Baladev Vijibhushan Prabhu ki jai, Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai, Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Shri Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari, Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Kshetra Mandala Gora Mandala Braja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai, Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai, all the inhabitants of Navadvip Dham ki jai, Jai, Shri Kolavecha Śrīdhara Paṇḍita ki jai, Jai, Krishna's cowherd friend who makes him laugh all the time, Kusuma Sava Sakha ki jai, Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Jai, Shri Mukunda Datta ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirobha Titi ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Ju ki jai, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Kshetra Mandal ki Kshetra Dham ki jai, Jai, Shri Jagannath Snāna-yātrā ki jai, Jai, Shri Harinam the Lord's Gajapati Vesha, Hati Vesha ki jai, Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Jai, Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Jai, Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Gosvāmī Par ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo, Shri Shamali Dhenu ki jai. Jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyashta kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna, Sarveshwari Mataji, Manjari Didi, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhapatarani Mataji, Madhavendra Puri, Shubhananda Prabhu, Anjali Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the Dainik Nadia Prakash reading. So, yeah, if anybody wants to join that, yeah, see you. I'll be there with Srivas. All right, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Radhe. Hari. Oh, wait, and let me look on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat Pranams, Rasapriya Didi, Forever. I don't know what your full name is, but Forever. Champak Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, and I see there are a few other devotees watching there. I don't see comments though, so I don't know who you are, but Dandavat Pranams, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Radhe. Okay, ending now. Hari.